Demo, Scikit Learn. Let's now look at a problem statement. You have been provided with a dataset that contains data on the cost of advertising on different media channels and the corresponding sales of XYZ firm. Evaluate the dataset to find the features or media channels used by the firm. Find the sales figures for each channel, create a model to predict the sales outcome, split this dataset into training and testing datasets for the model, and calculate the mean squared error, or MSE.
Import the required library for pandas. Import the CSV file containing the advertising dataset into a pandas data frame. Make sure that the string variable you use in the syntax gives the exact file location and name. Set the index column to 0, as that's the index provided by the dataset and we are going to use it in the data frame. The next step is to analyze the dataset. To do that, let's first look at its first 5 observations. Now, to view the size of the dataset, use the syntax shown here. Use the shape method to view its shape. You can see it contains 200 observations and 4 columns. Looking at the first 5 observations, you realize that XYZ firm uses 3 advertising channels, TV, newspaper, and radio, and how they are affecting its sales. This means that there are 3 features and 1 response present in the dataset. Let's first create an object that contains all the 3 features. Use the head method to check its contents. Similarly, create an object that contains only the sales data. To check its content, you can use the head method. Another way to cross-check if all the observations are captured is to view the shape of the objects. You can see that all 200 observations are present in both the variables. And while the features object contains 3 columns, the response object contains only 1 column. To split the given dataset into training and testing datasets for both the feature and target objects, import the train test split class. By default, 75% of the dataset gets split into a training set, while the remaining 25% becomes the testing set. You can print and view the shapes of the training and testing datasets for both the feature and target objects. Now, let's import the linear regression model. Create an instance of the model using the estimator shown here. Fit the training dataset into it. You can print the intercept and coefficient of the linear model using the built-in functions shown here. Now, it's time to predict the response using the test datasets. This is accomplished by using a predict object and passing the test data to it. You can see that it gives you the predicted values in an array. You can always verify them against the actual values to test if your model is accurate or not. A better way to test your model's accuracy is to calculate its mean square error. To do that, you must first import the NumPy library and the metrics class from Scikit Learn. Use NumPy's square method and pass the built-in mean square error function of metrics by applying them on the response test and predict objects. It will give you the mean square error present in the model, and you can use it to determine the accuracy of the model.